Hi, I'm Enchanting Nubianette. Welcome back. A 40-year-old Australian woman planned a trip to visit her mother. Since it was a 2-hour trip, Lillian Ip from Cheltenham in Melbourne carried a few items with her. To satisfy Lillian on the ride, she brought some candy, snacks, and a bottle of wine. Now, the wine was a gift to her mom. She hadn't visited her mother in some time, maybe a month or so, and as Lillian drove through the areas, she thought to herself that it was a beautiful scenery. There were miles of various types of trees, plants, and natural landscapes along the way. Lillian was heading toward Dartmouth Dam, not too far from a town called Bright. However, in error, Lillian made a wrong turn. Lillian was unfamiliar with the area, and she came upon a dead-end road. And when Lillian turned her car around, it became stuck in the mud. And repeatedly, she put pressure on the gas, and the car wouldn't move forward or reverse. In this situation, though, the driver should avoid panicking, along with avoiding hitting the gas too hard. Drivers must avoid wheel spins. Just as the word says, avoiding pressing on the gas, which causes the wheels to spin. Also, decreasing the tire pressure is a great method. Turning the wheels from left to right creates traction. And if you have a shovel, the person can use it to make a path near the tires. So there needs to be a clear area with straight lines from the tires. And according to online reports, when the car drives straight, it's the best way to avoid ruts. Now, this method helps especially if the mud isn't too high. Some individuals who are knowledgeable about using a jack will become problem-free sooner. With the jack, a person can lift their tires just a little bit off the ground and then use a floor mat at the front or back wheels. And when tapping on the gas, the car will build traction. It doesn't matter if it's a front wheel drive or rear wheel drive. Now back to the story. Turns out Lillian was 37 miles from the nearest town. Even worse, Lillian lost connection to the internet. She wasn't able to alert anyone or not our roadside assistance or similar services. Now Lillian was in the middle of the wilderness with no method of communication, in a stuck car and all alone. And on April 30th, Lillian's mother panicked when she hadn't heard from her. Lillian was reported missing to the Wodonga police station. Law enforcement knew it would be great difficulty to search for Lillian. Since the wilderness is so dense, dark, without houses, families, and businesses in sight, Lillian remained there waiting, worrying, and all alone. She was in a desolate part of town without internet access. Imagine that. Days passed. Lillian tried using her phone, but it was useless. In the meantime, she took sips of the wine, small pieces of her snack, and ate lollipops. In Lillian's trunk, she found a heavy blanket. Now Lillian was in survival mode. Finally, after 5 days, the police located Lillian. They called service trucks to pull her out of the mud. And when reporters interviewed her, she said on the 4th day, "I wrote a letter to my family. And this is when I pictured Lillian feeling guilty and remorseful for getting on that particular desolate road." When we make mistakes, it's a lesson. And I bet Lillian developed so much emotional strength and faith in herself afterwards. Then Lillian said in quotes, "I was about to give up. I thought I was going to pass away out there." Looking at the photos, the trees are giant size, meaning between 50 and 80 meters on average. And of course, Lillian was so ecstatic that she was rescued by police, and of course grateful and relieved to see her family again. That's all I have to say for now. Remember to hit the notification button, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks a million, and stay safe wherever you are.